Yo, welcome to 250 recaps with Karl McKenna. So week 2, we're into it. So last week, what happened, what was going on, and why did we do it? So recap is really from more of a training perspective. When we looked at photos previously, we noticed that there was a bit more internal rotation through the right shoulder. And so we're incorporating a little more pec minor trap work, and we're doing it. I ended up adding at the beginning of the week a more spinal rolls or Jefferson curls. I did both. So the idea of this posturally just feeling quite forward, a bit restricted. And so I ended up doing more spinal work or roll work, just this mic, and to get really just to open up this posture. So we're dealing with a lot of tension in my neck and my back. Back got better. I ended up getting a massage at the end of the week, and then my left shoulder just couldn't set it back. So that was really, really annoying. So luckily, did mobility work, kept doing what I was doing, and slowly and surely opened back up. I can now extend, but the thing is I couldn't extend before. So technically, like, it's not worse. It just feels really off because now, like, I extend and I can feel my deeper traps, the mid section of my back's just like, so obviously it hasn't been working because my upper body's been working a lot more. So what are we doing with that is now we're going to incorporate a bit more trap 3 work. So low cable, hold a rope, pull it all the way up, hold. Thing is, I can actually feel this restriction in the left side still. So I'm actually going to do one arm. So that'll cause a little bit of rotation because your thoracics, your upper back, for a lot of us, we do flexion extension. And that's what I've been doing with the spinal rolls, is just slowly articulating my spine. Just be weighted like 10 kilos or barbell Jefferson curls. And that is slowly, people are like, oh, it's going to hypertrophy your muscles in your back. Not really. Loaded stretching. And like, for a lot of us, we can all lift a 5 kilo plate. The thing is, doing it slowly gets like to just lengthen and open to more sustained range. Like, I'm so tight, now I'm a lot looser. So it's more strengthening and improving the mobility and the range of the joint structure. It's not a lot, but for a lot of us with all the vertebrae, so like you've got your thoracic, so let's just say 12 there. If you go from 4 centimeters to 2 centimeters of range, you've lost 24 centimeters of range just in like that movement. That's a lot. Like, yeah, we tend not to look at it as a whole. We think specific. I'm like, oh, this part here's tight. It's like, it's probably stemming from above and below. So the cool thing about that is by incorporating the Jefferson curls, I'm feeling a lot more open. So from progress photos, noticing chest, it's actually looking a little bit more fuller. I can see the pecs a bit compared to before, which I'm liking. It's not a huge difference. It's like a bit more pec. And that could also be because I'm doing a little more chest work, because I'm using more pec work to lengthen and stretch the shoulder. So like with dumbbell press, I'm rotating and holding that stretch, right? Posture, still needs work. Calves are being really tight. So, averaging 14,000 steps. I've actually gone full barefoot, so Vivo shoes. Used to do like a mixed combo. I've given myself plantar fasciitis in the left foot, which is funny. Painful, but funny. So just looking at the photos now, I'm zooming in on my calves. Still need to work on my calves, of course. So we can see that the left foot's turned out more. The pinky to like the toes are like really pulled up. So I think it's called claw foot. So the muscles in the front are really holding on. So it tells us that the center of my mass is leaning forward. So a little hack with your phone, take a side photo. And what you do is you draw a line across, and you can see from the ankle. So the knee, the hip, shoulder, and the ear should be in line with that line. Ooh, I'm leaning forward. So then a lot of the body's going to be working pretty hard to hold that in. So that's interesting. Thought my posture was a lot better than that. Still, there's atrophy through the lower back, a little less, but I'm also hairier, so got to get the clippers out. Shoulders look more even, which is great. I'm happy with that. Definitely need to still work on that. And then flexing, and there is no peak. And that's the goal, is to work my peak more. A little bit. I'd like to say 1 week of training has improved, but no, it hasn't. Pushers needs a bit of work. We can get there, sure. So do not worry. That will all come dandy. Now, my scale weight started at about 102.1 and has ended at 101. So for a lot of people, we'd be like, yeah, that's great. Your weight's down. Hell's yeah. I've lost a kilo. Not quite. So if you're, and I'm going to pop up my screen. And so here, when you can see the screen, it was 103 at the beginning, then 102. It's like, wow, I lost a kilo. Thing is, like, I weigh more. So I'm like 100 kilos. So 1% variation is 1 kilo for me. It's not a huge difference. For someone who's 50 kilos, it would be 50 grams. 500 grams, sorry. So here, not a huge fluctuation. Now, because it's only been 2 weeks, being more conscious of it, we could say, wow, I've lost 2 kilos. Cool, I'm happy with that. Though I did get down to 100, and we had actually our belated Christmas party here. So I obviously enjoyed and ate food. And so now it's gone back up. Now, I ate gluten-free hot cross buns, I had falafel, burgers, made tacos, a lot of salt. So probably, I might have more food in my stomach, gone to the bathroom, but there might have been more salt on the food, and I know there was. So I'm naturally holding on to some more water weight. Now, I could have gone, so just so the average is 300 grams of carbs. If for every gram of carb we retain 5 mils of fluid, and I only go up 100, so right, that's an extra 500 mils of water weight that I could be holding on. Now with sodium, that holds it on even more, so it doubles. This is theoretical, of course. So that's where my extra kilo could be, right? Now, I had Eddie do my body fat. I took the photos of it. So we've got my baseline of body comp. So I've just grabbed that photo. So entering it all in, tracking and logging it. So skin folds help us to understand a little bit more of what is going on here. So scale weight can be fluctuating, yet if we have the skin folds, which we do, so we got 9.2, 38.2, 6, 19. Cool. So this would put me at a baseline of it says 34%. Now that puts me, boom, just on average. Nice. So that would be my benchmark. You're like, wow, those are really high. Well, this should be 9, this should be 5, that should be 5, and that should be 7. Kind of the gold standard based off of those 4 tests. Tricep overhaul, hormonal profile, supra, call it carb quality site. We can already be like, well, carb probably shouldn't have had those hocobos. Correct. Eating more wholesome carbs, but they were delicious. They look cool. Cortisol stress site. How's my body recovering? So they're obviously having a harder time recovering. And then the load, toxic load on the body. So is it from plastics? Is it from polluted air? We'll find out. Or maybe there's soaps I use, so it could be proving that. Do pretty well on that. So body's just having a hard time cleansing itself. So this is kind of a guide. Now, I know for me, I did start to increase my rice. I started having rice crackers instead of like sugars or candy or chocolate bar, or actually just avoiding carbs midday, and then I just have a bigger meal at nighttime, so a larger intake in flux, which then may affect sleep. So I've actually been regulating that better, and go figure, my weight's dropped 2 kilos. So I've started to regulate more of the food intake. Now next, we're going to come across, so we're not going to be doing, could do girth measurements. Oh, I probably should do that, so I'll do that later. How was the week before? Diet compliance was good. Doing it flexibly. Trained 5 times. I did my 2 cardio sessions last week. And I did training 4, so I trained 5 this week. I did 3 cardio. I did 2 again. Average steps, 14,000. 14 again. Sleep, good. 7 to 8 hours. Stress levels, moderate. Energy, excellent. Strength is good. Hunger, moderate. Mood, good. Not a female. I don't have cycle. This week, sleep was average. Got about an average of 6 to 7 because stress was high. I actually did have an overwhelm moment, so much higher. Average with sleep energy because I did. Strength's been good. Diet's been moderate, and mood average. So that's all the tracking done. Now I ended up taking out coffee this week. So I've done 2 almond chais instead. This is something warm to have because I found by cutting out the coffee, friend George did it, and I was like, man loves coffee. he would never do that. I was like, yeah, I probably should do that because I'm known as the coffee guy. I'm not the coffee guy. I just go out, have espresso. It's quick, boom, and connects with people. So I do enjoy going to the cafe. People know me, so it's like, hey, how's it going? And I love that chat and connection. It kind of starts me off, but it's probably not the right. And it's nothing against anyone. It's just really not the right routine to be setting me up for the day. So I've actually been listening to a priming video for 15 minutes to set myself up because Kate said, I don't start the day with my armor. And that means just there's more kinks in the armor, so words hurt rather than having the armor on, boom, someone hits me, I'm still good, I still move forward. So being more focused this week. Did find in the afternoons, after upskill, a little bit tired, a little bit like, okay, like rather than feeling fresh and ready. So I ended up changing that up on Wednesday, doing walks in the sun, shirt off, boom, shirt off. Here's a picture of me sunning the butthole. Not actually sunning the butthole, but sunning the back of my legs. So I get done 2 to 3 days with sun. I did Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I did Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days with sun. Getting the vitamin D up rather than supplementing it, and did notice the energy came up. So obviously me being pasty neon white, so yep, probably as white as these walls, probably whiter, probably why I stand out. It's probably because I'm whiter than those walls, who knows. Our video editor guy will just have fun by picking on me there. Casper the friendly ghost. So yeah, bring sun up. We're sunning the butthole, which actually 2 people asked me about that this week. Is sunning the butthole a thing? Well, number one is probably, like, it's a thing, because if you think about when you wear your shorts, like that covers your part of the leg and your hip. That's usually everyone wears shorts. Now, for people that go to the beach and they wear Speedos, it's a much smaller portion. So you'll find that it's an area of your body you just don't get sun to. So you're going to absorb sun quicker, more effectively. That's just my theory and take on it. Didn't look at research for that. It's just like, well, we think about it. That much of your body is covered in the shorts. You don't really sun it. So by stripping yourself butt naked, and like you grab your legs, you pull them up, and then technically from the back of that hamstring to your buttocks, to your ass cheek, that part's now getting sun. So you're actually going to like take it up faster. Someone did say to me, which I'm going to pull up now, there's no melatonin in the butt. No, it's melatonin. Definitely got to look into that one. So Chris will pop it up. Like the melatonin, the thing that's in the skin, and they said there's none in the butt. So then you wouldn't really be benefiting from it. That's how you absorb your vitamin D. So that was an interesting one. So I'm not saying everyone's sun their butthole, but at least getting like 5-10 minutes of sunlight. Vitamin D is quite good. Andrew Huberman says retina in the eye, getting it first thing in the morning, does help to set circadian rhythms. So then like 14 hours later does help with the body calming down, being ready for sleep, which, yeah, like there've been more times this week, like I'm not a person that struggles to sleep a lot, though, because of stress being higher, I have been like really just thinking into my head. So I have found the days I have gotten sunlight, I have been like head to pillow. So correlation, causation, who knows? So yeah, recap, body comp, little changes. I'm going to keep working on the upper back pec. So I'm using dumbbell pec flies. So with the dumbbell, bring my arm up. So like push hands together, then I go all the way up. And I turn as much as I can, get that stretch, actually hold for 3, 2, 1, then I bring it all the way up. I'm doing 2 sets of that, not crazy sets, but 2 sets, 8 reps, hold, and then back up. Has been opening up my shoulder. I have done shoulder presses this week, and just still a little sticky through the thoracics, just getting that extension piece. So what am I doing about that? So doing spinal rolls, doing Jefferson curls. I'm going to now incorporate single arm trap work with a little bit of rotation, superset that with weighted circles. So one's pulling the shoulder back and then one's working loaded stretching. So that'll get the front delt, the bicep, the pec. So I'll do a combo of that, 2 sets of 10. 10's easier than 8 for the pec because of all the pauses. Obviously 8's easier. So those are the things I'll be adding into this week, keeping them the same. Current program is following a horizontal press, squat, variation. I'm not squatting, I'm actually hip jacking the hips. So I'm going to be incorporating more goblet squats loaded, so holding a weight in front, just to build myself back up to some front squats. So The purpose of the goblet's got is to hold the load in front, pauses the back and the abs to naturally turn on so I can get tighter in the brace. Because when I was deadlifting on Friday, I noticed I was having trouble bracing. So it's only on 100 kilos. And for everyone, it's like, I'm going to say 100 is not a lot. I used to get up to 220 and then now at 100. Like I used to do 220, now it's 100. Like did 2 discs, tore hamstrings, adductors, not fun. That was 4 years ago. I'm still noticing niggles, or like when I start to get closer, I do notice flare-ups. There's something I'm missing. And so working with Amy, Dr. Mason, who's chiropractor, trained analyst, massage therapist, who's been working with me for a while, I am able to now squat and deadlift great. So that's good. So without like pain persisting, but I'm always sitting around, hit 100 kilos, and I'm just like, something's up. Like I just don't feel as stable. So I'm going to pull that back rather than push through it. And I actually do a lot more hold work. So deadlifting, I'll go down, pause just before the floor, hold the tension of my body back up. So naturally, yeah, it's 100. It's only 100 kilos for some, again, heavy or light. But for everyone, wherever you are, you could naturally do the same thing. You could drop the weight back, just like a little bit, half. But if you pause, you never really rest. So like you stand up in the deadlift and then you go down slow, pause just before the bottom and then back up. You're increasing the time and attention on the body. And that's what I plan to do. And actually, when we were doing on Friday, Amy, like, just seeing my head swell. She's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. It's a bit dizzy. So that's the recap. Other news, I now have a fan in here. There is no aircon. I am under stairs. If anyone's ever wondered where I am, I'm in my Harry Potter dungeon. Yep, it gets really hot in here. So I sweat. Luckily, it doesn't seem like I sweat too much on the camera. So do keep cool. Sometimes I keep that door open, which is great. But for keeping consistency and purpose, we now have a fan and it is amazing. Like in for 20 minutes, I would be sweaty mess. Now I'm still cool, which is awesome. So that's the recap. Things to improve on, still tweaking our 28-day Kickstarter plan to just help. So I really want to provide like more to people with health and fitness. So not everyone can afford personal training, but I want to just, for those that are really wanting it but can't afford it, it's like, cool, we've got an introduction. So it really informs people. And these recaps are really just to show the kind of how I do my week and recap. Other insights is I've gone back to my old 6-6 routine. So it's like setting the day by Ed Milet. So how to set your day. So, I wake up at 5, prep, do my routine, start the day, get to about 11. I do 12, so like the first hour of mine. Just get in the zone, walk to work, and then 6, boom, let's go. But 6 till 12 is my first day, so it's all about like the people we work with, getting ahead. Then 12 till 6 is my administration, programming, planning for the future, and then 6 onwards. It's not 6 to 12. I don't say 6 to 12 because yes, it is 6 hours, but I do use it. I used to do all 3 days as chunks. So I literally would be awake till 12 and then I'd be like, okay, bedtime. It just wasn't beneficial. So the 6 till 12 p.m. is just rest recovery time. So I'm winding down, debunking, journaling, reviewing, setting insights, reflecting, and then so I'm ready for right into the next day. So yeah, that's the recap. That's how I've started. And until next time, see you next Sunday. We'll see you in the next, and have a great day. Adios, amigos.